Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here, and we are going to finalize our Season 2 Rogue Budget Ladder Climb. So just a reminder, no epics, legendaries, or adventure cards. So the December 2015 season has ended. As we can see here, we achieved rank 12, which is top 15 percentile of all players, of all ranked players. It's not too bad. Probably could have done better, but I think a lot of it has to do with the busy Christmas period and the busy New Year's period. I would have ideally liked to have put maybe 30 episodes into the game, which would have turned out to be about. Sorry, let me put my overlay on. Which would have ended up about 90 to 110 games. I feel at the moment we're sitting at a total of 59 games. So yeah, about 30 games off my ideal amount, but that's okay. And now we get to open our Guardian's chest. Demolisher, Seal of Light. These things I probably will disenchant to access for future budget runs. So we earned 13 bonus stars, no big deal. Starting at Shield Bearer, excellent. Now let's look at our quests again. I would like to re-roll some of these quests. Let's re-roll this one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I'll put a link in the show notes to the playlist of both seasons 1 and 2. And let me just have a look very quickly on YouTube so season 2 was 18 plus the finale ep. Season 1 was 35 eps. Yeah, so season 1 definitely went the distance, going to 29 episodes. Whereas season 2 is significantly shorter, and I apologize for that. Again, Christmas and New Year's things, family things, work things, just things. So what is my plan going forward? And as some of you may have noted in the videos, I think that I will leave BudgetRogue for a month and do BudgetShaman. Now, I do have an announcement to make that I will be away from the channel for basically in all of January 2016. Just a confluence of things have come up, like family things, work-related commitments, and so on and so forth, that I just need to take some time away from the channel to do to focus on those. So that's the bad news. The good news is that I have been also part of the reason why we only got to 19 eps in season 2. I have been working in the background to hopefully have a video up for every day that I'm going to be away in January. So there still will be content on the channel, but it won't be, I guess, up-to-date content stuff that I recorded today or yesterday, And I do like my content to be as up-to-date as possible. I don't like to record something and then post it over a period of a month, but it was actually done 2 months ago. That's just, I don't know. If I did that, I might as well just post the whole thing up in once and you can just watch it. And then I think it's more fun to follow along with a progress of a budget ladder or a budget rogue, day by day, and you follow the progress as I follow the progress, and we can discover things together. So that's the good news. There should be a video. I'm not making any promises for every day I'm away in Jan. So there will be a video, and just as a slight hint as to what's coming up, it's not all going to be Hearthstone. There's going to be some Heroes of the Storm. There's going to be some League of Legends, and there's going to be some Hearthstone stuff as well. But obviously, I'm not going to be doing any budget climbing or anything like that. It's primarily going to be some arena. So there's going to be HOTS, there's going to be League, some arena, and some heroic adventures. And I have been wanting to finish off the Heroic League of Explorers for a while, so there are some videos coming your way. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. It's not going to be the same schedule as usual, but starting Feb 2016, we should be back on track. Okay, so what do we do now? Let's build our budget shaman list. I think I decided, yeah, let's take some time to build the budget shaman list. So let me clear the overlays. Okay, actually, no, let me reset the overlays. So Budget Rogue ended at 35.24, 59% win rate. And now we'll go Season 3 Budget Shaman. And we're going to start at 0-0. So I'm going to go back to 0-0. I'm not going to play any games today. Like I said, I will resume the Budget Shaman climb. And apologies for all the wildlife in the background. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I will resume the Budget Shaman playthrough in Feb 2016. So let me clear the Rogue overlay as well. Yep, let me clear that. And we can probably take away the counter, the win-loss counter. All right. So let's take a moment to build our Budget Shaman list. And this is the list we're going to start in. This is the list we'll use in Feb 2016 to start the climb. I'm obviously open to changing the list. And please give feedback in the meantime if I've misbuilt or missing cards. Question mark. Okay, so let's build the Budget Shaman list. So we've already got this here. And I'm going to start off. Well, let's get rid of this new nonsense Demolisher. I should note that Demolisher is a. Anyway, let's start off with the heavy drops because, well, there's less choice there. So I probably do want a Kraken. I probably do want 2 Stormwind Champions, actually. 2 Stormwind Champions does good in Paladin and Shaman. The ability to buff your dudes. Sunwalker Argent is probably fine, although I may want to consider a Boulder. No, let's. The thing is, Argent doesn't synergize as well with Shaman. Although you do have Flame Tongue, so that may be the case. Also, I would be running Fire Elementals, but Shaman don't get Fire Elementals, including Uncraftables, until level 10. So we don't get access to Fire Elementals until then. But once we do, I will be subbing them in, definitely. Argent Commander and Sunwalker for a Fire Elemental. Pardon me. Fire Elemental. And 5 drops. Thunderbluff Valiant, I think is pretty good. I think perhaps a 1 or... well, we got 2 of. Well, let's run 2 of, yeah? But also I do want Drakes, and I do want Healbots. So this is tough. I think I'll go 1 of each. I think I'll go 1 of each, maybe 2 Drakes, because Drakes are just so powerful for late game card draw. Okay, let's go back. Let's go backwards again. 1 to the 4 drops. Let's consider the Shaman 4 drops. I don't really want to Totem Carve. Argus can be excellent. Although Shaman, ironically, Shaman can make dudes, but Shaman don't quite have as much tempo as Rogue, so you're less likely to have something on the board to Argus on turn 4. Whereas with Rogue, you have so much weapon tempo and backstab and eviscerate and so on that you're more likely to have something to Argus. So I may actually skip the Argus. Maiden is actually pretty good, so I think I'll take a Shredder. Like Shredder's just Shredder. You just take Shredder. I'll take Senjin because of how defensive it is. I may actually take a Maiden. And the reason I do this is I can actually pick up some Mookless Champions. And Mookless Champions are ridiculous in Shaman. What they do, because Mookless Champion, it says, Inspire, give your other minions 1/1. So the interaction between Mookla and the Shaman hero power is you drop Mookla and you play the hero power, and the hero powered the totem that just came out also gets buffed. So Mooklas can be played as a 7-drop, 5/6 usually, 7-drop 5/6 with more upsides if it stays alive. So it's not too bad a card. And what I may do is take out one of the Valiants or some forth, but we don't have Mooklas at the moment, so let's sit on that for now, because the Valiant somewhat does the same thing, and it's more defensive than Mooklas. So what was I saying there? Yep, so we've got our 4 drops. Let's check our 3s. Now 3s is really key in Shaman. Lightning Storm, I'm taking 2. Hex, I may even take 2 of those as well, and this means our 3 drops are really, how do I say, the 3 drop slot is like the Shaman 3-drop slot is like the Pally 4-drop slot with True Silver and Consecration. Very crowded, and you actually do need to make a call as a Shaman whether to cut some of these to actually have powerful 3-drop minions. Now I do want an Earthen Ring. Horse Rider is pretty good with things such as Flame Tongue, but let's sit on that for now. MCT could also work. I'm tempted to take a Scarlet. You can probably tell I'm a huge fan of Scarlet Crusader. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make a call. I'm going to cut a Lightning Storm and a Hex, just for now, just for now, just so that our 3-drop slot isn't too overweighted. And I will run a Horse Rider to it. It should synergize with our one drop our 1-drops, as you'll see. Okay, so I don't have Flame Tongue, so here is Flame Tongue Cheapo. Direwolf. Direwolf is actually arguably better and worse than Flame Tongue. Direwolf doesn't work as well with charge minions, but works... how do I say? The Direwolf itself has some defensive... Direwolf is more defensive than Flame Tongue, because the Flame Tongue has 0 attack, the Direwolf has 2 attacks. So Direwolf can actually be used to trade off against things you need to deal with, such as a Knife Juggler, or use to finish off minions. Whereas Flame Tongue is defenseless on its own, and it won't cost your opponent anything to clear if your opponent has board control. So yeah, that's what I should have been saying. Direwolf represents more board control than Flame Tongue. Okay, I think I'll take an Ooze. Our Knife Juggler is pretty good, actually. Let me throw one Direwolf back and go double Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler not only is an excellent card, but does so much work drawing aggro. So it's like it does. So I'll throw the. I think I'll leave the Ooze out and I'll run a second Direwolf. It's such a threat that your opponent often feels obliged to clear it with premium removal. And do I have Tuskar Totemics? No, I don't. That's interesting. Okay, that's fine. So we've got 4 2-drops. That's really good. And our 1-drops. Abusive is excellent. Abusive. If I have, it's fine to be played on turn 1. And if you've managed to develop a totem, it represents 1 mana for a 4/1, and 2 of which is charged, which is ridiculous value in any deck that can make dudes. Now the toss-up is between Clockwork and Infiltrator. I think I'll take Infiltrator here. I don't think the spare part is as useful in Shaman, although always pretty useful. Yeah. And again, apologies. There's a lot of random bird nonsense going on in the background. Apologies for that. Hopefully it's not as loud in the recording as it is to my ears. It's really annoying me. But let's leave that for now. Okay, so we've got 3 1-drops. Okay, let's actually look at the Shaman list to see if there's anything that I want. Okay, so I think I will throw in an Earth Shock, because it does sort of what Hex does, but it's much quicker. It's 1 mana, and it actually can destroy... It can deal with things like Twilight Drake and Scarlet Crusader very neatly. I may actually want a Lightning Bolt and a Rock Biter. These are good tempo cards. Now, having said that, does that mean that I want... There's another option here. There's another option to playing Shaman. I can get rid of my 1-drops and just fill up on 2-drops. And the Wild Pyro definitely does help there. Let's do that, actually. Oh, well, actually... I want 1 Wild Pyro, and I will craft a Bomber. Where is a Mad Bomber? Here we are. Yeah. So I don't want 2 Wild Pyros. 2 Wild Pyros in the hand is quite awkward, especially if you have a Wild Pyro plus no spell. But a Bomber and a Pyro in hand, you have choices. Yeah, so there's another option here with Shaman. You can not run any 1-drops and run very defensive 2-drops. Mad Bomber does excellently against 2/1s and sometimes even other 2-health minions, if you get really lucky. Sometimes even against 3-health minions, but that's stretching it. And what the Wild Pyro's AoE damage is excellent against aggressive decks like Hunters and sometimes even Token Druids. Okay, so that means I have more space in my 1-drop slot. I have 1 of each. I think then I will run 1 Abusive, just as an option, just to have an option just to be able to do something with. Do something on my turn 1. These are answers. Earthshock, Lightning Bolt, Rock Biter. These are answers. It is useful to have at least something to play on turn 1. And obviously, Abusive can be saved for not turn 1. So, is there merit to having 2 Abusives? Let's hold on that. Let's sit on that for now, actually. And instead of having 2 Abusives, I may run a Dark Iron or an Argus. Do I want a Dark Iron or an Argus? I have Sunwalker and I have Sen'jin. So maybe Dark Iron is better. So if Argus goes off, it's 4 for a 4/5 taunt. If it hits 2 minions, it's 4 for a 4/5 taunt because it gives 1/1 and taunt to both minions. Dark Iron is 4 for a 6/4 if it hits a minion. This is more aggressive, this is more defensive, but this is more situationally weak. Like situationally strong, but also situationally weak. Whereas just dropping a Dark Iron on turn 4 isn't too bad. I think I'll take the Dark Iron. I think it's more consistent. Okay, and now 3 drops look okay. We've got the Kraken to finish, although I may not want the Kraken. I think in the future I may load up on more 6 drops, like 2 Fire Elementals and a Sunwalker, and get rid of the Kraken. Hard to say though. Okay, is there anything else? I've got 2 cards to... I've got a 2-card leeway. So, well, we have a 2-card leeway. I could put in a Hex and a Lightning Storm. That could definitely work. Let's count how many spells we have. We have 1, 2, 3... 4, 5 spells. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a soft counter in my head for how many spells is acceptable in a deck, and this comes from my arena experience. You don't want you can go up to about 10, but any more than 10, and I tend to find that I'm drawing into too many situational spells or too much burn when the burn is not relevant. And I don't like to go above 10, and 8 is about the sweet spot for me, at least. You know, it obviously differs depending on playstyle, depending on the list you're running. So I think I'll go double Hex, double Lightning Storm. And we have actually left ourselves enough space for that. We've got enough 4 drops, we've got enough 3 drops that can be played just as 3 drops. And 5 drops, yes, that's enough to be played as 5, 6s, and 7s. That's pretty good, actually. Now I'm really tempted to make a run of this list, but... let's leave it for now. Let's do some work now. So I'm going to do some print screening. I'm going to do some screenshotting. And I will calculate the cost of this list. And I will be back in a few moments. I'll disappear into the YouTube vortex. I'll be back in a few moments with the dust cost of this initial list. And the copy of the list overlay as we usually have with our BudgetRogue. So, for example, this, although it will change in a few moments. So see you guys in a few moments. I'll be in the YouTube vortex. Okay, I have returned, and I think that this is correct. So I've calculated the cost of the list out to 1560, and a lot of that has to do with the 2 Knife Jugglers, which is 200, Lightning Storms 400, Lightning Storm 400, Drakes 600, and Commander Sunwalker 800. So there's 800 just there from 8 rare cards. I don't know if I missed any other rare cards. Thunder Bluff Valiant is also a rare card, and yeah, so. 1560 already starting out costing more than our BudgetRogue list, but that's fine. You know, that's as long as we're below 3,000. If I'm above 3,000, something's going wrong. But I don't think I'll ever be as close to 3,000 as close to 3,000, because there are many common cards which are very worthwhile, and there aren't rare cards that can take their place. Okay. So this is our BudgetShaman list, and I'd like to say that feel free to give it a spin. If you guys feel so inclined, you know, give it a go in this January month. I'm not going to have a chance to play it. It's not as if I own this list. This is just a list of random cards I put together in the Hearthstone deck collection manager. So feel free to give it a spin. Let me know how it goes. You know, send me some feedback on Reddit or on Twitter, and let me know how it goes, because I'll be curious. And then I will be giving it a go myself in the new year in February. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I'm building this list. I feel quite confident about this list. I think we can get to at the very least 15, and then we'll see how we go from there. Okay, so that's that for the BudgetShaman pre-work. Shaman pre-work. So let's leave the BudgetShaman there, and let me see what else I wanted to do. Okay, that's right. There have been many requests. There have been many comments and requests as to what sort of list might you play if you weren't restricted by if it was not budget, yeah? So what sort of list might No Dust run if we didn't have the budget restriction? Well, I'm going to answer that question today. Let's do maybe 2 games on my non-BudgetRogue, and I will cut back to... Well, I need to log out of this account, obviously, because this is my budget account, and I will log into my non-budget account, and I will show you guys the list, and let's see how we go with a couple of games. All right, be right back. Okay, let's get back into things. So this is my primary account. I'm currently sitting at rank 21. Last month, I think I got like rank 15 because, well, I was focusing more on the budget list, and even then, didn't get that far. Okay, so this is my... You might have seen it before, or you might be seeing it in future videos, but let me clear some of this new stuff. So this is some of the rewards that we got from some nonsense. There we go. Here we... Hold on. The scroller has a lot of scrolling space, and it is true that we are getting deck lists. I'll put a link in the show notes, actually. Ben Brode confirmed that the scroller change equals new deck slots. So yeah, definitely a link in the show notes if you guys want to confirm that. Don't just take my word for it. And here, this is my Rogue Unleashed. Maybe let me just rename it. Unbudget Rogue. Yeah, this is the Unbudget Rogue list, and I won't bother to put an overlay on the side. You guys can pause this if you want to see. So it's Backstab, Deadly. It looks quite similar. I think it looks quite similar to the list, the Budget Rogue list, but obviously with things like Talnos, things like BGH, Sabotage, taking the place of cards such as Assassinate. Dark Iron Skulker, which I don't get access to outside of, because it's an adventure card. Hogger, Boom, Rag, yeah, just big heavy endgame, you know, pay to win endgame. Yeah, and I mean these things just they sort of push out your win rates. My baby, I reckon probably push them up by like 2 to 3% per card. Definitely, Dr. Boom pushes up your win rate by about 5%, just having it in your list, I feel. Anyway, so let's get into... Is it Tavern Brawl? I don't care about the Tavern Brawl. Let's get into the Mulligan. I'll see you guys in the Mulligan. Okay, and the Mulligan, yeah, I think this is fine. We can coin into SI7, and Auto Barber on turn 2 is fine. I could even coin Weapon if I need it. There we go. Excellent. 1, 2, 3 drops. Excellent. And I won't be running the Buccaneer. The Buccaneer is a better turn 3 play, like you've probably seen. I think I will coin now then. Yep, coin Weapon up. And obviously these games are going to look a little bit one-sided. Like, we're not even ranked 20. This is just me climbing from the very bottom. So, but I just want to do this to give you guys, like, it's not about me showing off the deck. It's about giving you guys an example of the list that I might run. And I may actually do a series, a non-budget rogue series, an unbudgeted rogue series, but we'll sit on that. I do want to work on the BudgetShaman series first and foremost. And see how we go there. Yeah. Silent Storm. Isn't he a streamer? Funny. Anyway. This is fine. I get to develop my Auto Barber. Yep, Auto Barber is fine here. Some sort of Murloc Pally. Gotta watch out for the Everything is Awesome. There's no... I am by no means guaranteed to win, although judging from the quality of the decks, quality of the cards in the list... Are you serious? Okay. I think this is worth a sap. No, is it worth a sap? Is it worth a sap? Is it worth a sap? I think it is worth a sap. And I'll develop my Clockwork. Because next turn I can clear it more easily using Weapon, Deadly, or Buccaneer, or Buccaneer SI7. I think. Not really thinking too straight there, but just sapping the Deathlord, I think it's worthwhile, because then it disrupts his hand for turn 4. There we go. So the Deathlord comes down once again, slowing down that turn 4 play. It's not too bad. And actually, if I can get the right spare part, and there's a few spare parts that will do good work for me. Yeah, I'm definitely fanning here, I feel. Yeah, I'm definitely fanning here. Although I could Buccaneer SI7. Is that a better play? I think that is a better play. Yeah, fan is better late game, as I always say. Now we are weak to Consecrate. Do I want to trade in? Yes, let's do it. We are weak to Consecrate, so I will reduce the effect of the Consecrate by trading into the Deathlord preemptively. Because if I hadn't, if I was just greedy, I would have lost the Auto Barber and a Clockwork Gnome to Consecrate. As opposed to now, the Consecrate would only clear the Buccaneer. Now we do have a strong Fan of Knives turn.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, this is like some sort of a face shaman. I think I will fan here. Fan, hit, yeah. Oh, I can weapon up actually. Yep. Yeah, instead of weaponing up, we will develop the Valiant. Good and bad. Good and bad. Gives me board presence. Obviously, I would have liked the card draw, but the card draws are not going to make a difference in this match. Getting the 4/4 out for free is going to make a difference. Okay, that's fine. Blue Gill, you're just playing out your hand, aren't you? This is fine. I don't really mind. I think I buffed the Azure Drake out of sword range. Yeah, buff the Azure Drake out of sword range. Just have this trade in. I'll armor up this gentleman to get the freebie, and I won't develop my second Buccaneer just in case there's a consecrator. Now, Pallies don't tend to have issues getting through taunts. I feel you could Aldor it, but then you still have to get through the taunt. So we're looking pretty strong here. And then I will develop, and now I will push out with. Have we got enough to finish? Okay, oh, we won. That was pretty straightforward. Yep. And that's not surprising at rank 21, obviously. But now you get to see the type of the playstyle that I have, how I like to approach the games, and the cards that I have, how different this deck might feel unbudgeted as opposed to the budget list. Okay, let's do the next game. Okay, versus Warrior. Clockwork is going to be excellent. Auto Barber I will keep. I don't think there's anything I want to eviscerate early on, so let's throw that back. Yeah, so if you guys would like to see more of this sort of unbudgeted rogue gameplay, I think I will do some of it, but I don't know if I'm willing to commit an entire. That sabotage is excellent, actually. Coin sabotage on turn 3, or whatever. Coin sabotage at any time versus a warrior, excellent. Clears their minion, clears their weapons. So strong against warrior. So, like I was saying, if you guys would like to see, I think I'll weapon up here, because next turn I can coin Auto Barber under City. And having said that, then I will keep my charge. So yeah, I may do some like ladder concepts videos, just unbudgeted rogue. I don't know if I'm willing to spend an entire month playing an unbudgeted rogue list, because I've played this, I played this quite a lot. So I'm not super interested in playing more of it, but if there's demand, I may focus a little bit more on playing the list. This is fine. Yep. I'll send this in and see if that changes my line of play. Oh, that's not too bad. The rewinder is pretty useful. Now it might seem like I used quite a few resources there, but no, I didn't actually. I used my coin and I traded in Clockwork Gnome and got a time rewinder back. So actually, we gained some resources out of that, whereas we dealt with we dealt with a Blackwing Technician using a Clockwork Gnome, which is a 1 mana card, and a coin. Pretty good in my opinion. Dragon Pelly, interesting. Now I am tempted actually to. Is it cleaner to sabotage here? You know what? I can time rewinder. Yep. I think I will do this. Time rewinder on the Auto Barber. Now I don't get to attack with it, but that's fine. And get a 3 attack weapon, and then trade in. I didn't really want to spend the sabotage if I didn't have to, and I don't think Twilight Drake is a worthy sabotage target, so this is some sort of a dragon warrior. Would be really nice if I got a. Okay, that's fine. I think I'll develop the Drake just to challenge it. Although I could weapon. Yeah, actually, this is fine. I want to take a bit of damage, so I'm sort of hankering for some healing. But against Dragon Pelly, actually against any dragon list, tempo is really important in my opinion. Next turn I get to drop the Hogger. Pretty good. Hogger, I don't know if Hogger is better or worse than Sunwalker. They do different things. They're both slightly defensive, but Sunwalker is more defensive. Okay. Okay, you're gonna do some sort of whirlwind shenanigans? No? Okay, sure. Okay. Skulker. Skulker's not bad, but Hogger, warriors have issues dealing with Hogger. I don't care if you gain. If you shield slam my Hogger, that's fine as well. Because shield slamming the Hogger, at least I have the null as value from the Hogger. I'm anticipating a shield slam on the Hogger, or either that or a hit on the null, execute the null, and death spite on the Hogger. Shield slam, yep, like I said. Now, this definitely isn't the same sort of player as last time. This warrior has a number of things in his deck, but we have a very nice Skulker play. Now, you're going to gain some extra armor. I don't think I really care at the moment. I get a freebie clear on the lady. get a freebie clear on this, and I will Talnos up because we're a little low on cards. Although I do have the Drake, so we're looking okay. We're weak to the other line of play would be to weapon up instead of the Talnos, but that's okay. Are you going to equip? Okay, and I can hit. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna develop Rag, or this. No, this is more consistent. And if you've been following my gameplay, I definitely favor. And that's 6 damage. It's 2 overkill, but that's fine. It leaves me with board control, and having board control against the dragon deck is ridiculously good, because if he drops his Sarah now, I can just sabotage. Here we go. That's fine. Sabotage on an F is fine. Although I may want to risk at this point, I may want to risk the Rag shot. Better to sabotage. What would I do if? Let's risk the Rag shot. We've got a 50-50 chance to get a freebie on the Nefarian. If not, at least it clears the warrior's armor, so that's not too bad either. Because now, what is your answer to Rag? You don't have enough armor to shield slam it. One of the shield slams is already gone, and my Null is blocking the way for Rag. So there may be an execute, and trade into the Rag. That's quite wasteful on the warrior's behalf, but that's just what's going to happen. Are you going to go face? Yeah, he's going to go face. Interesting. So there may be some sort of Grommash shenanigans here. Okay, vanish. Interesting. You're denying yourself a fair amount of tempo there. You're denying yourself a lot of tempo there, actually. I don't know whether that is correct or not. I will develop out with Now this is a very scary board. That vanish was an interesting play. I don't know if it was fully correct. Although I am dead to Grommash shenanigans, so you know it could have been correct. It may have been more correct for me to dig with the Drake for healing. Brawl, interesting. I get quite a lot of value from this brawl actually, because I get 2 boom bots going off. My Thalnos stays alive, but I do get 2 boom bots going off. And even if his Drake had won the brawl, I have a higher chance of coming out on top. Yep. So let's do this, and I'll develop my Buccaneer instead of swinging. Yeah, see that vanish play. He can finish me with a Grommash shenanigan, so Grommash Whirlwind. But I don't know if you have space in a dragon deck for Grommash Whirlwind or Grommash Cool Task. I wonder. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't quite do enough. Okay, yep, I've got Drake backstab. That works fine. Winax, I'm gonna swing face. Okay, I can deal with that board. That's fine. And this is when the sabotage comes into its own. Now it may actually be better. No, I have to do this. Yeah. So I'm going to backstab and sabotage to remove both the minion and the weapon. There was a line of play which involved dropping the Shield Master. Now at 7, I'm weak to Gorehowl. So you know, the game can go either way. The other line of play, but it wouldn't have been as clean of a clear, I feel. Okay, that was a pretty poor burgle. Now I think I may want to look to cycle. Yeah, I'm going to cycle into. Okay, that's not too bad. But I'll develop this engine. I'll run this in, so that you can't get a clean clear on the. That's actually pretty good. You're not getting past my Senjin. Senjin also blocks the Gorehowl play, so it's just a matter of time, really. I am dead to. Okay, so you're gonna bash hit. Yep, I am dead to random Rag hit if he has Rag in his list. But again, with dragons, you tend to have a number of very slow cards, and I think we're done here. This is 16 damage. Yep, we're done. I think that my warrior opponent. Definitely that vanish was a misplay. I think you should have gone for more tempo. You vanished the Rag back to my hand, so you couldn't deal with it. And then I was able to develop Dr. Boom plus a bunch of nonsense. And that brawl, which nullified the brawl. The brawl was really not a good idea. Because even if his Drake had won the brawl, my Boombots had a pretty good chance of clearing his Drake. So that was... So yeah, that's game 2 of BudgetRogue Unleashed. Yeah, let me know what you think. I don't think I'll do any more games. This is just I mean, you know, I've already done enough games to get the card back and the ranked chest for the month of January. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Although, maybe some merit to doing some games to finish this Meek Shall Inherit quest, but have other things to work on, unfortunately, for the moment. Pardon me, drinking too much tea. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I will leave things here, and yeah, feel free. I'll go back into the collection. You can have a look at my BudgetRogue list if you were so inclined to note it down and build a list of your own. This is definitely not an oil rogue list. It's more of a tempo list, more of a you know, start early, strong mid game, finish with oil, flurry. Finish with excessive value from Hogger, Boom, and Rag. That's sort of the game plan. And this list, I can easily take this list to rank 10, and with a couple more games, probably close to rank 5. Probably take about 100 games to get to rank 5, something like that. I've never really counted. Anyway, so this is the list. I will slowly scroll through it if you're interested. So 1 backstab, 1 deadly. I could probably actually trade out a deadly. Anyway, we'll talk about that if I ever do some real climbing with this list. And the sabotage, definitely very, very strong against control decks. Control Pally, Control Warrior, even Control Rogue does so much work. And it's just better straight up against things like Dorison. Someone drops a Dorison, you can counter it with a 4 mana sabotage, and you have 2 mana left to weapon up or to play a 2-drop. So much better than an Assassinate. I mean, they do different things, but this card is just, I would say, it's straight up better than an Assassinate if you know what you're doing. But you need to set things up a little bit, but and I just have the wallet late game, you know, Rag, Boom, Hogger. Although there is consideration for swapping out Rag for KT. So KT, you know, the thing is, Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil doesn't combo with Rag. Rag can't attack. So if the oil lands on the Rag, you're a little bit sad. But then again, Rag is faster. So Rag, it's better. Playing Rag on an empty board is infinitely better than playing KT on an empty board. Yes, I think so, yes. Even if the Rag gets BGH'd, it deals 8 damage to something. Whereas the KT, you know, if you play it on an empty board, it just gets traded into, or it just gets hard removaled and you're sad-faced. Whereas the Rag, there's a chance that if you're in a health race, and you need a 50-50 or a 33% chance to hit the opponent's face, Rag can win you the game, whereas KT will not win you the game there. So I think that line of reasoning is correct. And if you wanted to ask what else is missing from this list, I would definitely like a Captain Greenskin in this list. And getting a Captain Greenskin, I'd have to rejigger the list a little bit, probably take out... I would definitely take out the Deadly Poison, and then... take out a Drake and put in a Greenskin, maybe swap in a Loot Hoarder or something like that, just to maintain the balance of the list. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And pardon me, got something in my throat. And I think we are done. So let's start wrapping things up there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the BudgetRogue Season 2. So just to clarify, Season 3 will begin in February 2016 with BudgetShaman, as we saw earlier in this video. So thanks for following along. Thanks for the kind words, you know, many kind words and constructive comments. I was really happy to read some of the feedback on Reddit and some of the feedback even on the YouTube channel, although I honestly don't often look at that. And yeah, so thanks for supporting the channel. I'm very grateful for everyone who has a watch, and even if you don't agree, you know, having a watch and having a share and having a chat, you know, creating conversation, that's really all I'm asking for. So yeah, thanks in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I do this for love. Any gestures of appreciation mean a lot. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys got some insight into how I would run a non-budget rogue list. And I hope you guys have a lovely day and a lovely start to 2016. I will see you guys in person. I mean, not in person, but I will upload contemporaneous videos in February 2016. And until then, you will be seeing some pre-recorded stuff of, you know, some MOBAs, some heroes, some Hearthstone, some Hearthstone arena stuff, some Hearthstone adventure stuff. Okay, so thanks for watching, thanks for supporting. Yeah, it's been a great 2015. I look forward to doing some more work in 2016. All right, see you later, guys. This is No Dust signing off.